So I was making a 3-egg omelet and following the recipe, and then I was just like, you know what, screw this. And so I grabbed a 4th egg and cracked it open. And, yeah, I play by my own rules. I like living on the edge. Like, sometimes I'll cut my toenails before I take a bath instead of afterwards like they tell you to, because I'm just that type of guy. You don't want to get mixed up with a guy like me. I'm a loner, a rebel. So I'm getting over my cold. It's nice I get to stay home today because it's yeah. So I've more or less getting over this cold. I'll probably go back to work tomorrow. And anyhow, it's cool because I just taking it easy and watching other people's builds and stuff. I've been watching Bashing Kits' videos. That guy's really cool. He does a lot of really neat stuff. And in fact, there's a couple of other channels I'd like to direct your attention to. So first up, like I mentioned, Bashing Kits. He does a lot of really cool science fiction kits as well. I came across his channel first when he was doing like a lighting kit for the Bandai 1/44 scale Millennium Falcon, and he does these really great videos. Very calm, very relaxing. It's really nice watching him work. Also, a new guy I've come across lately. He doesn't have very many subscribers, so check him out. Sean Burke. He's really cool. His videos, he cracks me up. I like him. Okay, so I keep running out of battery power. I have to keep putting in new batteries, but all of these batteries are slowly dying, so there's not a whole lot of juice left in any of these, even after I charge them. So anyhow, there's a guy. He has a. Actually, I don't think he's on YouTube, but I mean, he's commented on my channels, and he's reached out to me. Check out his website called primedmodelworks.com. He does like some pretty cool stuff as well. And I've been talking with a guy, Vasily, and he does he posts a lot of his stuff that he works on his Google Plus page. So Flanker group build is starting, and that's really cool. I have not yet touched this except for when I did the unboxing, but this is what I'm going to be doing. I have some Russian seatbelt parts that are coming in from Hobby Link Japan, and that should probably arrive sometime tonight. And because it doesn't come with any seatbelts, so it's just really thin styrene plastic. It's not like photo etch or anything. So I ordered a couple of those because there's no pilot for this figure. So Bill, if you're watching, I'm sorry in advance. There's not going to be any pilot figure. So this pilot, he's just going to be taking a potty break, I guess. Yeah, that when I get those seatbelts, then I can start working on it, and then I'll, eventually upload something. I've got a whole bunch of stuff going on. The Flanker egg plane, I've got the first coat of like a blue-gray down, and I'm using this model casting paint set. So this is number 1 in this set, and this is what this is looking like so far. I'm going to practice doing the camo pattern on this guy first before you see me doing any other stuff, on the big one. So this is going to be kind of practice. What else? I've finished the TIE Fighter, or the TIE Interceptor by Fine Molds. I just need to peel off the maskings on the canopy and such, and then do any sort of last minute touch-ups as necessary. I'll get that done. What else? I've got a Yamato 2202 Mecha Collection build coming up. That is the the Andromeda. That I've got that almost finished. I got a whole bunch of stuff almost finished. Sorry, my voice. So, yeah. Did you watch the Oscars? Because I sure as hell didn't. I have enjoyed watching a lot of videos of people making fun of the Oscars, though. It's great. Apparently this one guy had a big billboard put up in Los Angeles that said, and the Oscar for the biggest pedophile goes to, you know, such and such. I thought that was pretty clever. Yeah. So a few days ago, my daughter, she had her toys and stuff on the table, right? She was like laying on the floor watching TV, and I'm like, you know, you got to pick up your crap, and we're gonna have dinner, right? You got these toys in the way, and so like a few minutes later, I come back and she hasn't moved any. She's still watching TV, right? And I'm like, hey, I told you to pick up your crap, right? And she's like, I'm trying. Like, look, you either you do it or you don't do it. Okay, there is no trying, all right? And it kind of dawned on me. I'm like, hey, wow, I sound like Yoda. That's cool. Yeah, the good Yoda, not the book burning Yoda. So, yeah, that video I did on The Last Jedi has gotten a lot of good feedback. I've enjoyed a lot of people's reactions to what I had to say in that. I still have zero desire to watch that terrible train wreck. So, with, you know, I've gotten a bunch of dislikes, of course, but, you know, the likes to dislikes ratio are still 2 to 1. I've noticed the prevalent attitude of people who stick up for that movie, and they say, hey, you know, it's not so bad, I enjoyed it, or whatever. Their defense is that, like, they're always like, oh, it's just a stupid Star Wars movie, don't expect much, or, you know, just check your brain at the door and just enjoy the movie, you know, don't look too deeply into it. Those comments keep appearing when I encounter people who will defend The Last Jedi, and you know, far be it from me to accuse anybody of not being a quote true Star Wars fan, but to just dismiss Star Wars as being just some stupid thing that's just, you know, mindless action or whatever, that's not how Star Wars became a household name. You know, there's a reason why that has become a cultural phenomenon and not the likes of Plan 9 from Outer Space. If you know, there are certainly stupid, brainless, you know, science fiction action movies or whatever, but I kind of still hold Star Wars to a higher regard, and I was hoping that these newer movies would have learned the mistakes from the prequels, and it seemed like they were going in the right direction for the what's it called, the Force Awakens, and then Rogue One, especially Rogue One. That was really great. After I saw that, I'm like, man, I thought I liked Force Awakens, but it's kind of stupid compared to Rogue One because they did such a good job with that movie. But yeah, so like, even as bad as the prequels were, at least Lucas still had the idea of following the established hero's journey, in which Anakin is trained and he kind of progresses through life instead of just, you know, automatically becoming this totally awesome Jedi or whatever. Because it's not fun. You know, it's like you're playing a game in God mode or something like that, and, you know, you're not going to take any hits from the enemies, and there's just no tension to it that way, because if you know that you're going to be perfect no matter what, it's stupid. So, and, you know, the Force Awakens really set up a whole bunch of different, you know, neat, mysterious, intriguing kind of things, and then it was just all kind of thrown down the hole with this new movie. So, and the funny thing is, like, even though the movie has a heavy-handed dissertation on the importance of feminism, it even fails at that, considering how you have all, like, the military is run by women, and they all end up just getting everybody killed by the end of the movie. And you know, maybe that doesn't really give, like, a, you know, women power kind of a message to me. It just kind of defeats the purpose, I think. So yeah, like last year, both Star Wars and Star Trek have been completely destroyed. Well, I would imagine, I would say that the Star Trek was completely destroyed with at least the second J.J. Abrams movie, Into Darkness. That was just really bad. But now both are completely overrun with social justice. It's just totally stupid. And, you know, just the whole... I posted this on a forum, and I got some people that they liked what I had to say. Is you know, with the whole Death Star, they could have just skipped all of the Lock S foils into attack formation, and just skipped all that. What they could have done is just gotten like a frozen burrito and hooked it up to a hyperdrive and just shot it through the heart of the Death Star, and it would have blown up or something. And, you know, that's all you have to do now is just you know, just hyperspace stuff into crap and just cut the whole galaxy in half, and then that's it. Just kamikaze everything. Stupid. Totally stupid. Growing up, you know, especially when I was playing the X-Wing game, you know, I would be like trying to escape and going to hyperspace, and then it says like, oh, sorry, there's a object blocking your direction, you know, because there's a Star Destroyer in the way and you can't do it. And you saw that in the Rogue One movie, you know, with the Star Destroyer Devastator pops out of hyperspace, and all those Rebel ships can't escape because that Star Destroyer is right in the way. So they, you know, like, some of them crash right into the Star Destroyer, and other ones are totally shot and blown up because you can't just go into hyperspace. It won't let you do that. I thought that was established, you know, but this movie just kind of just throws everything out. And it's just stupid, all in the name of, you know, social progress and crap. So, yeah, it's just, the whole thing is just kind of ruining everything with the whole Oscars and everything. I just could not care less at all. Now, as for me, this is just my own personal channel. I'm not getting any money from it, so if I piss people off, I don't really care if people don't like what I have to say. I'm not ruining a legacy of, you know, anything except for just, you know, my own channel, so take it or leave it. But I do realize that I do go into a lot of political rants, and maybe that offends people. So to kind of change things a little bit, I've asked CNN's Brian Stelter to help me out with this video and this channel update for this month. So take it away, Brian Stelter.
Hi, I'm Brian Stelter from CNN's Reliable Sources, reporting directly from Steve's hobby room.
Greg.
Greg's hobby room. I was gonna say that. I swear. We're not fake news. Don't call us fake news or we'll track you down and dox your ass. Okay? So, as you know, CNN is the most reliable source of news. So, if you hear stuff about 9/11 being an inside job, you won't hear that from us because we only report real news. Real news. So never question the narrative. Never. Okay? You have to rely on us to tell us the truth, always. We don't dabble in conspiracy theories. So when we tell you that Trump colluded with Russians every day for the past 18 months, you better believe us. It has come to CNN's attention that it is a quite common belief that plastic models are just for kids, and that not for adults. These are just stupid children's toys. Well, we disagree, and we found one woman who was making such posts on social media, and we tracked her down. Let's watch.
So you were saying online that plastic models are just for stupid little kids,
Well,
is that true?
I think that
adults can play with them, but they're just toys, and I don't care if adults want to play with them. That's just whatever. I don't care.
No, you said that they were just for kids.
What difference does it make, all right? Why don't you just go home, you CNN or fake news, you leave
That's
me alone,
what the Russians
all right?
say.
What, the Russians? What the hell are
Saying
you
that
talking
they're just
about?
for kids is a Russian talking point, and that's what you had posted
Oh,
on
come
Facebook.
on, you are a stupid idiot. Get off my lawn already.
Those were the
CNN
Russians.
is fake news. I don't care about the Russians. Why don't you just leave me
are
alone?
repeating what Russians
Kiss
say.
my grits. Get off my lawn, you moron.
You don't
suck.
know anything.
You see? That's what happens when you promote ridiculous conspiracy theories about models being for kids. Okay? If you do so, we'll track you down. And we'll put you on live TV. We'll get you. We'll dox your ass. So, back to you, Greg.
Okay, yeah, thank you for that, Brian Stelter. See, I can be fair and reasonable, too. I can offer some different points of view, especially from the likes of Brian Stelter, or should I say, Brian Stelter. Yeah, oh, let me show you some cool stuff. Okay, so first, apparel. Alright, this is only like 700 yen. I've never built any sort of frame arms girl stuff, but this was like a long sleeve t-shirt, and it was like 700 yen. I'm like, yeah, what the heck, right? So, this is, goes well with my frame arms sweat set that I use as jammies, and it comes with this neat little button. Isn't that great? So I'm going to put this button on my backpack, because I've got like 40 buttons on my backpack. No kidding. Like, it started out like my cousin gave me a button, and then some, you know, some friends and co-workers and such have given me buttons, and I've had students give me buttons, and it's like I'm having like all these buttons like just all over the back of my backpack, and I get all these people asking me about that too. It's like, oh, you got so many buttons, and it's kind of annoying, because, you know, I keep having to have the same conversation over and over again, but at the same time, you know, it's kind of nostalgic, so it's sentimental, I should say. I got this shirt for my friend. He's a huge Rockman fan, or Mega Man as he's called, in at least North America, probably Europe as well. And like, it comes with this really neat keychain. It looks like an old Famicom cartridge. That's cool. So I got this for him. This is a short sleeve shirt. He's a skinny goofball, so he gets a size smaller than mine. And I got this for myself because, dude, I like Pac-Man. Isn't that great? That is so cool. And this also comes with a little Famicom cartridge looking keychain. So that is fantastic. That is so cool. Alright, so I'll show you some neat crap. This is for a friend of mine. This is the guy who's done the different sculpting and such for the Snowspeeder, as well as the Lin Min-Mei figure. That is, of course, that's on hold. Anyhow, his name's Gary. I got this for him. This is by RDE. This is a 1/144 scale Tomcat. And I think this has been kind of made fairly recently. This is like in pristine condition. I got this at Hobby Off. I think I paid like maybe 400 yen or something like that. Pretty cheap. And this is for my daughter's birthday, which is coming up in a couple of months. This is by Bandai. This is a Finding Nemo kit. And it's just, you know, easy to put together. Perfect for kids. That's really great. Oh, doorbell. Okay, I'll be right back, and I'm going to show them more neat crap. This is cool. Hobby Link Japan. I just got this just now. This is great because, hey, I'm off today and I was able to get this package. Otherwise I'd have to have it rescheduled, which is actually pretty easy to do here. Anyhow, from Hobby Link Japan, I ordered 2 of these. I don't know why I only have one, unless they ran out. They're going to send me the other one later. Yeah, apparently so. I guess I got the last one in stock. Anyhow, here are those seatbelts I was mentioning. These just came. Sorry, there's a bit of a glare. You're looking at the camera here. Modern aircraft seatbelt set number 3 for MiG-29s, Su-27s, Su-33s, etc. So, this is so you're getting like this stuff down here, and as well as the harness here. So here are the parts. Really swanky neato. And let's open this up. This is cool, man. This is cool. Oh wow. Ooh. Okay, well there's a lot more in here than I thought there was going to be. It comes with 4 sets. I shouldn't have bought another one after all then, I guess. Yeah, there's 4 of these in here. The description didn't really say anything, I don't think, about how many are inside. It's just like in the small print here, it contains 4 sets. Well, this is great. Wow. That's fantastic. So, will I be able to use it on this guy? No. It's not going to happen because we have a little pilot in there, and that would look kind of awkward trying to put that on top of him. However, I do have that Ukrainian flanker, and I have the Su-33, and I do intend on getting the Su-35. However, that one comes with a pilot, and so I would not be using this on that. But heck, this is really cool. I might want to just cancel that other set, I guess, unless somebody else is interested. I don't know. We'll see about that. I do have other stuff that I've already actually recorded, so I'm going to show you that next. Let me show you some neat stuff here first that my daughter and I have been working on. So I've been slowly accumulating video of the process of us exploring how to make these things, and you're going to see a video maybe sometime eventually about that. It's cute. This is the Tamiya Sweets Decoration Series, and right here is strawberry jelly dessert. And the jelly was made with Tamiya epoxy resin. And what I did was I just mixed it with some red enamel. Acrylic does not work, it has to be enamel. Just some gloss enamel paint, and mixed it with the epoxy resin. And because I happen to have a digital scale, that made it work very well. It made it very easy to measure the, two parts resin to 1 part hardening agent. So I mixed in the red enamel paint, and it came up with this nice color. I think next time I'm going to maybe go a little bit easy on the enamel and make it a little bit clearer looking. So the whipped cream is also Tamiya. The cup is also by Tamiya. Actually, everything is Tamiya except for this little straw that my daughter tried to make. The whipped cream is, I think it's kind of like a silicone based kind of a whipped cream. The strawberry and the blueberries, these are made with polymer clay and dye. And the Tamiya has like a gloss varnish to put over the strawberry to make it look nice and shiny. And the chocolate sauce is also made by Tamiya, and that sparkly pink sauce is also by Tamiya. I don't know what it's supposed to represent. It personally, I think it's, I don't really like it, but my daughter, she wanted it, and so there we go. So I know here in Japan there is this similar kind of a thing called Whipple or Hoipuru, and they sell it at Hobby Link Japan, at least the Japanese site. But this stuff, I used to be able to buy this at Hobion when I lived in Shizuoka Prefecture. Where I live now, in Gunma, I don't know anywhere where I can buy this stuff at any stores. So I have to just order it on Yodobashi, because Amiyami and Hobby Search and Hobby Link Japan, none of those places actually sell this stuff. I talked to Brian, who's well, he's kind of moved on from HLJ, but still the same parent company. I told him, hey, you know, I'm kind of surprised you guys don't sell this. I don't know what's going on. But so anyhow, we made this, and we also used the same stuff to make these little ice cream sundaes here. Now, some like these old chocolate, like this is like regular milk chocolate, and this is dark chocolate, and it comes with a set with like these little cookies here. I got these at Daiso, which is a 100-yen shop, or you know, kind of like a dollar store. The sprinkles are also from the 100-yen shop, as well as these little tiny cups. Really super cute. Ice cream is the most recent creation that we've learned how to make, and you know, it depends on what scale you want to do. But like this is like a strawberry swirl ice cream that I made. This is like a different type of clay. It's a little bit slightly spongy. I'm not as good at making the ice cream scoops as my daughter is. So this is supposed to be a heart, but it got flipped over on accident and kind of got smushed. But she made this. So as you can see, she's actually better at making the ice cream scoops than I am. And she made these as well. And with the same, again, this is that that pink sauce. With that same clay, I made this cookie. I used to like the chocolate coloring in there to make it kind of like a chocolate cookie. And we made this little crepe here. We got the shape from like an eraser, and I used Oyumaru to make a mold. So we formed some little strawberries and bananas in here, and then I added some chocolate sauce in there too. So it's a neat little crepe. So this stuff is pretty fun to make. I like it. It's pretty darn fun. So let's move on to the other stuff I want to show you. Let's move this out of the way. Alright, here are those decals by Best Fong. This is for the Curtis P40N, and this is the Chinese Air Force decals from 1944. Okay, so we got John Dunning, William Bonneau, and William Turner. I think John Dunning, he was with the Flying Tigers, I think. I'd have to look into that name. But anyhow, the P40N, this is for 1/72nd scale. I have this Hasegawa P40N. And I really paid like 600 yen for this thing, so this is like a real cheap model. I got this a while back. So here you are. The decals are right here as the proper Republic of China roundels. You got these little blue and white stripes for the vertical stabilizer, and of course the different types of shark mouths. And you got these no lift, no step decals on here as well, and some kill marks and such. Beautiful stuff. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. The different numbers. So, like this guy, his eyeball is like way back here. This guy's eyeball is up here, and this guy has a totally different type of eyeball. So it's unique, and it also has the Gunze Mr. Color. Or actually, it's Mr. Hobby Aqueous Kunze. I'm pretty sure. Well, actually, no, I'm sorry. That is Mr. Color. Those are the lacquer color callouts. So yeah, that's really super neat. And since I'm on a P40 kick, I got this in the mail. Okay, so here this is. Hang all this up. RDE, yep, they're still kicking around. I just was talking with somebody who was under the impression that RDE is gone, but no, they've kind of merged with Micro Ace, and the company, I guess Micro Ace is the parent company, and they've kind of they really focus on little scale trains. So I'm not a big fan of Micro Ace, but RDE is still kicking around. So let's take a look at what's inside here. So this is actually originally the molds are made by an old model company called Otaki, and this is from 1974. And it is my understanding that these same molds were made for Airfix, and before that Matchbox. They were released under those two companies, and RDE bought the molds. So for a 1974 model kit, the detail is very nice. Very, very nice, okay? Like that old, like this very, very old one by Academy, which is actually originally, I'm told, a frog mold. This has very, very sparse detail. Again, that's 1/72 scale, but whatever. This has very nice recessed panel lines and rivets. So I'm very impressed. And also it has the compartment here is open. So you can take the panels here off, and it's got an engine. Oh gosh, this is so exciting. Oh my gosh, this is so cool, man. Let me tell you. And so the cockpit is kind of so-so. The seat is like really sparse, but never fear. You've got a pilot with a gaping chest wound. It's got, you can see the chest burster has already been busy here, so this guy, unfortunately, he's dead. And yeah, he shouldn't have had the plate special. You have detailed dials and such. The instrumentation in the cockpit, that's pretty cool. So yeah, really cool. You got a bunch of flash. Oh my gosh, look at this. A bunch of flash. Dun, 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 dun. Ah. And let's move on here to the wings. So yeah, there you have it. So this is the P40E. Okay, so I think starting with the P40C, you have these little guns. You have these three. Actually, I think the P40C, you had two machine guns on the wings. The original P40s, you just had the two guns mounted over the engine. The B's the C's had two guns, and then from starting with the D and E, you have three guns on each wing. But yeah, I'm really impressed. For such an old model, I had no idea. And this is what the really, really cool thing about this kit, I think, is this really cool looking tiger here. So here is the face here. This is going to be on the right side. You got that neat little face. Unfortunately, this is going to kind of pose a problem, I think, with the exhaust, because, like, check this out, it's supposed to go over the exhaust here, so I don't know how we're supposed to really do that. As you can see, there's no cutout for the exhaust for the decal. So you just have to put it over and just kind of cut it out, I guess. That is unfortunate. You see here, it just kind of overlays it, so you have to figure out what to do. I don't know. What do you think? Anybody who's watching this, give me your idea. So the exhaust here just kind of glues into here. So I think if you can maybe put down the decal on top of that and then wait for it to dry and then cut out and then attach the exhaust and have it poking through, that might be the best way. Because it says right here to just put these on without gluing them. Maybe I can try attaching them with magnets or something, I don't know. That is an idea, I suppose. But you know, it'd be cool if I can kind of attach these doors with magnets or somehow. I don't know. So yeah, really super neat. So before I put this kit away, let me show you the color callouts are in Mr. Hobby Aqueous colors, like a H4, H52, and so on. On the inside of the kit, however, colors are not really well labeled. Actually, they're not at all. It's only on the outside. It's kind of strange. And this is kind of peculiar here. It says instructions for painting and use of decalcomania. Yeah. If you or someone you love suffers from decalcomania, find help soon. Alright, let's put this away. The Snap Kit. Everything in Japan has to be the this or the that. It's really silly. Oh look, no painting, no glues. Yeah, you don't get your hands messy when you're doing this. So this is the Suzuki Hustler. And it is a 30-second scale snap kit. I saw these at the All Japan Hobby Show. And actually I remember talking to the guy who designed this, and yeah, I saw his inspirations. He was telling me about the inspiration on his what he had in mind doing. This is like maybe a couple years ago, and this is what he's doing. So there's also a Toyota Prius as well, and I believe there's a Toyota 86 that's coming out. So yeah, it's just all snap kit and all stickers. So this is a K car, and which means it's one of the smaller type vehicles in Japan on the road. And on top of that, it's 30-second scale, so it is a kind of a little small model. And I think I'm going to go ahead and open this up. So yes, I do want to try to build this for my father-in-law for his for Father's Day, and hopefully I can finish that Oldsmobile as well for my American father. So this is it. It's got the OK detail. You got the little Suzuki emblem there. That's nice. And the bottom of the car is like zero detail. You just get like the Alshima logo. I'm not going to open this all up right now, but it just says Alshima right there. See that? Of course you can. And that's kind of interesting. It does have a fully detailed interior. You got the dash and all that kind of stuff. The seats are already in place. So it's going to be an interesting... maybe it looks like you just fold the doors up or something. It looks like they're kind of on plastic hinges. That is interesting. I've never seen that before. Yeah, it looks like they just kind of fold up into a box. Very cool. I saw... Oh, what's his name? Shoot! Oh, man. I want to say Todd, I think his name is. On the Hobby Link Japan, the Gunpla TV, he built one of these. he didn't actually show the build-up, but he just showed the kit after he had built it. And I think it was this exact same color of the Suzuki Hustler, if I recall correctly. Yeah, he didn't show the actual build-up process, but yeah, that would be kind of cool to do this. Should be a really quick build, but I want to paint it. I don't want to use these stickers. Now, these stickers, actually, they look kind of dumb, but I guess they're actually not bad. You got these, well, you got a sticker for the steering wheel. So I think the body color, I'm going to paint that, but some of this other stuff, though, I will just try to paint to the best of my ability and see how it goes. So I believe this is the front of the car here, and you got this little sticker there. He said that he was able to, you know, pick up and remove and, you know, replace multiple times until he got it right. I'm not going to, like, completely not use any of the stickers. I am going to use some of the stickers. Oh, that's interesting. Look at that. You got a little blank license plate instead of using the Hustler. I think that's what that is. It looks like you got stickers for the rear view mirror, I think, and you got that Suzuki emblem there, which is really great. So yeah, I am going to use some of the stickers. That would be pretty cool. I might use the stickers for the dashboard. Who knows? We shall see. Anyhow, this is going to be a really neat little kit. I believe you should expect to see something like that about this really soon. Apparently this just snaps, put it right there, into there. So, very neat stuff. The decals just say, I'm sorry, the instructions just say, just use decals. There are no decals. It says just use nippers. Get some nice side cutters. You need tweezers, or they're called pincet. I don't know, American vernacular, we don't say pincet. Maybe that's a British or something thing, I don't know. And use a toothpick for, like, you know, putting the stickers into place. So, yeah, neat. Now, these instructions show like a silver hubcaps. This car does not come with silver. Actually, it comes with these. These are a nice color. I like this color. It's kind of like a gunmetal. I'm going to keep that color. I like that color very much, and it's pretty nice. So yeah, I am going to try to do kind of minimal painting and just kind of use the stickers. We shall see. Gosh, this is going to be like super. You know what? No, I'm not going to start on it now. You're going to see this in actual build. But yeah, as I showed before, look, it just kind of folds into place. And then you put the wheels on, and then voila. I'm not going to bother even painting the bottom, because it's not really worth it. I'll just focus on mainly just the body. And I might paint the interior, who knows, we'll see. So, very cool. Let's move on. For other stuff that I am currently working on, sorry, you're going to see this. This is coming along fairly nicely. There's a few mistakes with the decals, but more or less, I'm satisfied. It's looking pretty shiny. I've got the gloss coat on. I am getting really close to being done with this thing here. So I want to do the bare metal foil on this, but as you can see, it's looking pretty cute. I like this. So this is the first time I've really attempted something like this before. Like I said, there's some problems with some of the decals and like the placement here. This is like I should have pulled this down a little bit more, but more or less I'm pretty happy with this. Almost done with the Honda Fit. I'm sorry, the Honda Beat car. This is almost done. I'm gonna be having this done pretty soon. I have been working on this guy here. This is the Destroyed Defender from Macross, the 1/100 scale. I have a gloss coat down, so I'm going to start doing a wash on this guy, and you know, make them look more weathered and such. Hopefully this is going to look pretty cool when I'm done. And you're also going to see the tie interceptor. The base is done. The paint job came out really nice. So here we go. Now this is going to kind of sit on that like so. And like I said, I need to take off the maskings for the cockpit and such. But this is turning out pretty nicely. So yeah, you are going to see a bunch of videos on this. And also, like I mentioned, I got this Andromeda mecha collection here that's going to be uploaded hopefully fairly soon. This is just going to fit all in one video, so it's just kind of a quick build. Speaking of washes, I've been working on this guy again. This is coming along really nicely. So yeah, you're going to see an updated video on this. So I did a bunch of artist oil washes, and I did some of the Tamiya Panaline accent color, and I'm going to do a dull coat on this and then start chalking it up before I'm done with this. So hopefully I'm going to get this done pretty soon, so who knows. Anyhow, let's move on here. And of course, the other thing I got for myself for my Christmas, my birthday, is this, and I've already done an unboxing of this. I was hoping to maybe just kind of put it together, but I realized that keeping the gates intact would help me to paint it better, because these are kind of small parts. So yeah, this is really cool. I'd like to get started on that, but first things first is that SU-33 Flanker D from Hasegawa. Now that I have those seat belts, I can get started on that. Something else that's cool I got. Oh, and by the way, the Flanker group build, I've never done this before, so Steve SNKR, he did a really great group build with the Star Wars, and actually the AT-AT that I did, I'm going to continue working on that. I'm going to make it into a diorama eventually, although I said that like a year ago. I do want to do that. Anyhow, I'm going to just kind of pattern the way he did things. I've never done a group build, you know, as my own initiative before, so you know, we'll see. But people have asked, hey, is it too late to join? No, it's not too late to join. It's never too late. So yeah, so I got this really cool magazine. This is an old, this is from 2016, and I had looked at this at the bookstore a while back, you know, at the time when this was on the shelf, and there was something really cool I saw in it, and I took a picture of it because it was such a cool idea, and I just totally forgot what issue it was, so I never got it. So anyhow, ooh, yeah. So as always, on all of the Scale Aviation figures, magazines, you get these really great, pretty girls. Oh my gosh. So this girl is dressed up as supposedly a Russian uniform, and she's got her 3 sizes and everything. So there she is. Oh my gosh. So it's talking about how she has nice wide hips and stuff. Isn't that great? And in the middle of the magazine, and actually the other Scale Aviation magazine I got, the pinup was taken out, but here we go. Look at this. It's okay. You don't have to pull your skirt down, honey. You don't have to be shy. We love you the way you are. That's great. I'm glad my wife doesn't watch these videos. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So there's a really cool build-up of a SU-33 here by a model company called Kinetic, and this is 1/48 scale. I guess I may have heard of Kinetic before, but yeah. Anyhow, I'm going to show you the part that was really cool, I think. Oh, this is really cool also. It has this little comparisons of the different flankers and such. I'm glad I got this magazine. This is really cool. And it, you know, it shows how the wings fold up and stuff like that. The Hasegawa kit does not have folding wings, but I know Zvezda does. Hasegawa, they have like if you want to hack off the wings, they have like a conversion part set, and I know I've seen that on Hobby Link Japan's site, where you can actually make the wings fold up if you so desire. I'm going to show you. Where is it? I thought it was just so cool looking. Where is it? Did I pass it already? Ah, here it is. This is cool. Oh my gosh. So they did some really cool weathering with like the burnt colors, like the blue and red and such. Look at that. Hopefully you can see it without the glare. But that is really, really beautiful. I think that's really cool looking. And they have another build where they did something similar to that one as well, if I can find that real quick, hopefully. And she's pretty. Oh, cool. There's a nice MiG-29 Fulcrum trumpeter build in here as well. This is really great. So, to get these old magazines, I looked and looked, and I ended up buying this on Amazon, and I don't like buying stuff on Amazon because they're such authoritarians, and Jeff Bezos is wanting to really just squat all over freedom of speech of others. And yeah, here we go. This is really cool looking pattern that they did with the afterburners and such. That's really cool looking. So yeah, this is really cool. Oh, and somebody did this. It's modified from an Academy 148 SU-27. It's called the Flanker Coffin. It's like this closed cockpit. I guess it's like kind of like old, you know, virtual reality or something or other for the pilot inside. That's pretty cool looking, I think. Yeah, it's a fantasy flanker. That was really inventive. So yeah, really cool magazine. And here's a Academy 148. This is SU-30 flanker build here. This is really cool. So I'm gonna have to look to see what paints that they used for this, but very cool. So I know some people have. I know what Mick. He's gonna do the Academy 148 flanker. That's really cool. I also got this Model Graphics magazine. It's kind of a dud though. I didn't really see much of interest. It's like this huge section on Gundams with the RX-78 too, and I mean, I don't know. It's full of information on comparing, but I'm sorry. I guess I'm not too interested. This is really cool. The Han and Luke figures that are coming out. That is really cool. I imagine they're going to have decals for the eyes, I'm sure. Or they're going to have some sort of like parts that fit together somehow to make the eyes. I don't know. That's really cool. This is awesome. And I would have been happy if they had like a HG of this. But this is MG. This is the Master Grade Deep Striker. This is the Gundam Sentinel. Look at that badass thing. So the Gundam that I'm slowly working on myself, that's like the base of this thing here. I mean, this has like all this augmented stuff popping up all over it. This is so great, but the price of this thing is incredibly expensive. I think it goes for like over what, Niman, which is like 21,000 yen. So for you Americans, it's going to be like at least like $220 or something like that. Crazy, crazy, crazy. It's really cool, but you know, whatever. Sorry, my nose is itching. that's pretty much it. There wasn't anything much interesting in this. Oh, that's right. I had reported on this before. It was in another magazine. Gosh, my nose. Sorry. This really cool, it's like a wireless lighting system, and I thought this was really cool, but I saw this in person when I went to Yamada Denki, the electronics store, the Lobby 1 in Takasaki City, and you have to put your model on this big ass thing, and this thing is like freaking expensive. And I saw that some of the demonstration LEDs, like, they had burned out already, and because they come in like these boxes of like different LEDs, and yeah, they were burned out. And so the guy he gave me a flyer, like a pamphlet on information on this stuff, but no. I mean, the idea of like doing really cool stuff and not having to wire it is really great, but like, here's this bus. It's really cool looking, but you have to buy this big huge thing, and you can't have it just on a shelf and have it lit up or whatever. It has to be sitting on this thing, which means that you're gonna have to, like, you know, trade the other stuff, you know, take off this model and put this other model on. That, for the price involved, no thank you. So it is March, so I'm going to make this just like a February/March update, I guess. Oh yeah, here's that Great Wall Hobby by Pit Road. This is the SU-35 flanker. This is really going to be beautiful, but its retailing is the price is not yet determined, it says. Alright, I should have dog-eared the pages. I didn't do that. Oh, this is really cool. This is like a custom of the Discovery Mobius models. I'm really kind of shocked that Mobius models is being sold to Pegasus, but beyond that, I won't say anything. Yeah, this is pretty cool. This is a Yak 130. And it was painted with, oh, this is a Zvezda kit. It was painted with Russian aircraft blue. See, right here. And I have that paint, actually. I bought it just on a whim. And here it is. Oh no, sorry, that's previous blue. Okay, here it is. Russian aircraft blue. And I just bought this just out of curiosity. I wasn't sure what it could be used for. I just bought it anyways. So this is the 40th anniversary Mr. Color paints, and this is previous blue, and this is like perfect for Corsairs. This really deep, dark, beautiful blue is great for Corsairs. The other that I've got in this is Kitten Blue Pearl, which is a pearlescent but just kind of shines blue. That is really pretty. That's really great. I'm sure you'd have to put this on like a gloss white background first and then put this down, but this is just a really beautiful looking paint. So, moving on, I think that's it. I really should not have bought that other kit, but I just couldn't help myself. I really wanted to get that Alphine from Crusher Joe, and that was just really cool. The Eggplane Girls, those are coming out, and that's going to be at the end of the month. And hopefully the Wave, the VF4 Lightning 3 from Macross Flashback is also supposed to come out this month. And because that's been already delayed. It was January, then February, and then now March. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, I guess that's it. So let's move on to the fun part, I guess. So here, let's talk about people who annoy me. So normally when I get these type of comments, it's usually just from some random fart wagon that somebody I don't know and I don't care about. So it's easy just to give a good laugh, I guess. But this month's crappy post is a bit of a disappointment because actually I know this guy and I've spent time talking with him, like on Google Hangouts and such. I thought he was an okay guy and we had some stuff in common. You know, we're both married to a Japanese lady and neither of us have hair. So I didn't have any problem with him at all. But I understand that, you know, my channel isn't the only one he's trolled, and I'm not the only one he's ticked off, so I'll just leave it at that. So this is what he wrote. Oh, so Styrene, you are on idiot. LOL, America is waiting for you to come home. Space, period. Oh my. So, you know, sometimes I get messages like, you are an idiot, OMG, LOL, you are so dumb, Rufflemau. And it really hurts me inside. You know, sometimes it just makes me want to just bury my face in my pillow at night and just cry myself to sleep. Because I know that there are people out there who are more intelligent than I am, and they think I'm stupid. I mean, I want to be smart, but, you know, how is it that other people, they know stuff that I don't know? How is it that they know things that I don't know too? It just makes my head hurt. I feel so empty inside. I'm gonna take some brain force. So this comment was left on last month's channel update video. And obviously this is in response to the part in which I goofed on Mr. Slobber Monster himself, Joe Kennedy, who droned on and on about his stupid identity politics bullcrap that only appeals to elitist progressives, blabbering on and on about carbon dioxide, pseudoscience, and trannies who get their feelings hurt and shit like that. There's never a message for everyone from these progressives. And actually, Bill Murray has even spoken about this. And you know, as a comedian, these people who are comedians, they're getting sick of you know, they can't do their job because they're afraid of hurting people's feelings, because these idiots think that they have a right to not have their feelings hurt. So these progressives, they have to, like I said, they don't have a message for everybody. They have to compartmentalize everyone and have a different message for each group of, you know, category of people. And for some reason, they think that this is being inclusive. Okay. So, you know, this guy is named after Joe Kennedy Sr., who was an unapologetic anti-Semite and an admirer of Hitler, who sought allegiance with Nazi Germany and favored Chamberlain the Appeaser over Churchill the Badass. It's a little-known fact that the Kennedy clan were rather enamored with Nazi Germany, including JFK, who spent some time there and was rather impressed by the whole Hitler Youth thing. This is established history, so look it up if you don't believe me. And I'm not even totally against JFK, and I think he wasn't that bad of a president. But yeah, I imagine the motivation for I don't remember his real name, but Styrene. I imagine the motivation for him trolling me in this with this comment is that he just hates my point of view. Well, sorry, I am not a progressive liberal. I am a conservative libertarian and a national populist. Okay, so what's the difference? Well, let me illustrate it here. Okay, so like, for example, here's a dialogue between a nationalist populist and an elitist progressive. It's so terrible that this illegal immigrant raped and killed a young woman. It's bad enough when an American does this, but this could have been entirely prevented if immigration laws were enforced properly. Everyone isn't an immigrant. Your ancestors were immigrants. But they weren't illegal immigrants. Get with the times. The phrase is undocumented immigrants, not illegal immigrants. The concept of borders is so primitive. So you don't believe that there should be laws which could have prevented this murder then? You would say this to the parents of this young woman who was raped and killed? Her parents should be more positive. Immigration benefits everyone. Did it benefit the parents of this girl who was killed? Their child is now dead. Why don't we just kill all non-whites then? You shut up, you violent racist. Actually, I'm married to a Guyanese woman and have a family. Eat shit and die, you racist. Okay, so how about this? Hey, here's a story of a guy on antidepressants who shot his wife and killed himself with a gun. OMG, that's horrifying. Here's another story of a guy on antidepressants who shot up a church full of people with a gun. Something should be done about those nasty guns. And now some kid on antidepressants shot up several people at a school. That's terrible! We need to ban all guns today! No one should ever own a gun, ever! Oh, and here's a story of a woman she systematically murdered her 3 children by drowning them in the bathtub. And then she killed herself. It turns out she was also on antidepressants. Huh? So you mean she didn't use a gun? Well, I don't see a correlation with these other stories. God, you're stupid. Shut up, you Nazi, racist, Nazi, fascist! Actually, I'm married to a beautiful Iranian woman, and we have a child. Shut up! I hate you! So, look, populism, which maxes out entire stadiums with thousands more outside who couldn't get in, versus progressivism with tiny audiences having to piggyback onto other events to try to look like the crowd size is even bigger. Or bribing people with terrible pop music concerts from shitty entertainers who flash Illuminati hand signals. They're all like this. Ooh, 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 Pyramid and I. Ooh, ooh, we're so cool. Oh, look. Oh, oh, Illuminati. Yeah, I want to listen to that music. So thankfully there has been plenty of nice comments that I've gotten. Here's one I liked a lot. It's by Rust Bucket J, and he says, I've watched a few of your videos now, and I have to say I really enjoy watching your builds. You've got a clear and calm voice that's enjoyable to listen to. Except when, you know, the Tourette's sets in when I start to, you know, get frustrated with stuff, and I start talking about ham sandwiches and Bob Saget or whatever. Your camera work is nice and clear. Well, that's debatable. Too many times I'm out of frame and I hate it. But you know, whatever. Clean workspace. Well, yeah, I guess so. Little spots of humor injected here and there, and your choice of models are fun to watch. Keep up the good work, man. Well, thank you. I try to do stuff that other people do not do. And for example, here's another comment by, I love this guy, Poor Bastard's Guide to Modeling. I love his channel name. I always get a kick out of that. It says, Greg, you always seem to find some interesting subjects for your kits. Happy birthday, etc. Thank you. Well, I try to do stuff that other people don't do. And I imagine I could probably get a whole bunch of a bunch of video views if I just focus on Gundams or whatever, but I'm not interested in doing that so much. I just want to do stuff that I don't see other people doing. So this guy says, I was feeling bleh before I saw this recently. It's always nice to see your videos. Why, thank you. This is only 3. So anyhow, yeah, I might not be the best modeler, but I like to try to do stuff that other people are not doing. So, yeah, thanks for the nice feedback, people. And, yeah, birthday is this week. Actually, it's today, but I don't know when this is going to be uploaded. But, yeah, I get to stay home because I got a bit sick, but I'll probably go back to work tomorrow. So if you've had enough of me yapping so far, shut off the video now, because here is your trigger warning. Alright, so look at this article here. New York Times investigates if white children can wear a Black Panther mask. It could be perceived as an unwitting form of cultural appropriation, the author writes. Many parents are split on how Black Panther's blackness should figure into their children's relationship to the character. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Just think about all those kids that dressed up like Jar Jar Binks like 18 years ago. You know, do they really identify with being a green lizard bunny rabbit that's obnoxious? Or, you know, are they afraid of offending actual real lizard bunny aliens? This just makes me actually what this makes me want is a Black Panther mask. That would be great. So this story is on the Washington Free Beacon, which is interesting. Every time I see that, I always want to say Washington Free Bacon, because, hey, if it's free bacon, I'm there. Anyhow, read college overhauling humanities course after students protest Western focus. Student group says focus on Eurocentric Western civilization is outdated. Okay, so I happen to really enjoy the humanities courses I took. And I'm also really interested in Asian culture as well. And for me, I would rather have, like, a course just on Asian studies and such. And I've taken that. You know, I really enjoyed taking a Japanese history class, for example. I took a whole bunch of different humanities courses. These people are just lunatics. I would be happier if these were more compartmentalized, and I don't want, you know, if I do like a regular humanities course, I want to learn just about, you know, the Western humanities. These people, everything is all race related, and it's so disgusting, and I'm just sick of it. Totally sick of it. Alright, natural news. Incriminating documents reveal Monsanto knew they were poisoning the environment with their PCBs. Yeah. Something really needs to be done about Monsanto, I swear. And with this whole merger with Bayer, there has to be antitrust laws that will prevent this from happening. It is just those two companies together, with the amount of damage that they do to the environment, is just, it's frightening. And having them join together as like some sort of disgusting juggernaut, that would be just really, really bad news, I think. So this article was actually, this is back in January. The Fordham law professor tells African Americans to claim blackness as a disability. That is just so offensive, I think. I mean, just the idea is just, it's so... Well, I mean, if I was black, I would be really offended by that. That would be... not offensive. I don't want to use the word offensive. That this it's thrown around too much. It's insulting, totally insulting, and it's not a legal disability. That is stupid. That is so stupid. This is also from January. This is the Gateway Pundit. Billionaire couple found murdered in their Toronto home are linked to Clinton Foundation's relief efforts. The Clinton suicides, well, no, was this a suicide? I think they were passing it off as they were both murdered, I guess, and it says multiple killers played a role in the deaths of Barry and Honey Sherman. Contrary to the widely circulated murder-suicide theory initially leaked by law enforcement. Okay, so they first tried to pass it off as suicide, double suicide, but things have changed, I guess. So, yeah, very interesting. Oh, so Barry Sherman founded Apotex pharmaceutical company. Apotex supplied generic drugs to Clinton Foundation in Haiti and Rwanda. Oh, okay. Haiti. Well, we all know how that worked out. Isn't that nice? That's really touching how much the Clintons care about those poor Haiti people. That's why they stole all their money. This is NetRight Daily. If you look at Trump's policy and actions, why would the Russians want Trump? This is a really interesting article to anybody who is, if you have friends or family or whoever that keeps going on and on about how Trump is a puppet to Putin. If they really put him in power, then I think they have to be regretting their decision, especially after just recently, like what, 200 or so military contractors or Russian people were murdered by American drone strikes. With the arming the Ukrainians, the people who were like actual literal Nazis, pretty much. The sanctions that we've put on Russia. This is I'm really upset with what Trump is doing. If I don't want to be a total cheerleader for Trump when he does stuff that I'm really upset about. And with all these idiots on CNN and such, they go on and on about Russia, but yet I see how the United States is completely misusing, abusing Russia. It just makes me really just upset. Don't like it at all. Now here's a really crappy article. So this is from Vice. So they did this video about how black women are fleeing America to escape white people, and they just have to get away, and so they all go on this little vacation to Costa Rica, in Puerto Viejo, Costa Rica, and white people are prohibited from attending. So these women are so terribly oppressed, because white people are so terrible, and so seeing as how oppressed they are, they have all this money that they can just fly off to Costa Rica. I could never afford that. What the hell? And so obviously it's a total sign about how terribly oppressed they are, because they have all this money. They can just fly off to Costa Rica and have their little segregated vacations. So all I can do is just give the Democrat Party a round of applause. They've done it. So with all of the KKK and all of the segregation that they tried to enforce on people, they tried to force their hatred and their bigotry on everybody, and they lost because all of the decent people stood up and said, no, we want equality. And ever since then, they kind of changed their tune, or appeared to, and now they've convinced black people that segregation is what's best for them. Of course, this is not all. This is just some bunch of fringes, and most people are just decent. But here you go. And this is what they want. This is the playing off each other and all of this division and racism and bigotry. So congratulations, Democrats, you have succeeded. So black people did not want segregation, and so all these decades later, you've convinced them that segregation is what's in their best interest. But it's not called segregation, though. It's called a safe space. So this is what we get. Safe spaces. Safe spaces, yeah. Thanks, social justice. Thank you, Democrats. So in case you missed this one, this is interesting. This is on a website called The Daily Coin. I've never heard of this before. Anyhow, Florida school officer filmed on the rooftop pretending to kill children. There's a video of this guy, and he's posing like he's holding a rifle, like he's shooting the kids. This is like right after the school shooting. And, oh my gosh. So apparently this guy got fired, but what the hell? What the actual hell? I mean, this guy was supposed to be protecting the kids, and you hear about all the stand-downs that happened. It's really, really sickening. And I think just me even mentioning this, that this video might get flagged or something or other, because this draconian, authoritarian censorship that YouTube is perpetrating on everyone is just disgusting. And it is completely double-sided as well. I mean, like Natural News, the Health Ranger, I loved his stuff, and they completely destroyed his channel. They've removed everything. They've frozen InfoWars a couple of times already. They've put these strikes, and they've removed the strikes on their YouTube channel, and it is all in the name of, oh, we have to crack down on conspiracy theories. We mustn't allow people to be exposed to that, because the First Amendment is just too terrible to allow people to think for themselves. Well, here is an article on Daily Caller. YouTube is sponsoring a 9/11 truther as part of the multi-million-dollar diversity program. So apparently, Alex Jones is a horrible person because he says that September 11th was an inside job, and actually he is the one who predicted that something was going to happen and that they were going to blame Osama bin Laden. This is like in July of 2001, and then a couple of months later 9/11 happened. Okay, you wonder how did he know this? Okay, but yeah. You may notice that I put up a video on be alert for false flags, and that was just a couple of weeks before the Florida shooting happened. So, how did I know about this kind of stuff? I don't know. Maybe it's because I tune in and listen to alternative points of view. So here we go. 9/11 being a conspiracy. Oh, poo. Oh, but you know what though? This woman is her name is Amani Al-Khattab, and she believes that the September 11th terrorist attacks were an inside job. Well, good for her. But it's okay for her to say this, but it's not okay for other channels to say it. Very interesting. Natural News, they got a strike before the channel was gone just because they had talked to a guy who talked about the Andy Say Hey school shooting, and yeah, they had that video stricken. And so this woman, she's reaching out to everybody's favorite Linda Sarsour. The literal, her name actually literally means cockroach. So yeah, so it's okay for her to say this kind of stuff, but not for other people. The hypocrisy and double standards are completely infuriating. There's a lot of stuff going on right now. I'm really kind of concerned. I've been saying this for about a year now, but I think that YouTube is kind of imploding, and unfortunately, it's just because of the typical shit libbery of what's going on by those who control the platform. This cannot continue and any much further. It's just getting out of control, the amount of censorship that's going on. So, me personally, okay, I just this will show how much I don't care if people unsubscribe or whatever. I used to think that the 9/11 conspiracy was just, I used to laugh at it. I would not really believe it at all. But the past few years, I have really studied a lot, and there's just a lot of stuff that if you can just pass it off and say, "Oh, that's funny, haha, it's stupid, I would never believe that." There's a lot of that they want you to feel that way. All you have to do is just kind of spend some time, and you see all of the discrepancies that are going on. And with the World Trade Center, Building 7 just collapses all on its own, and you see that these buildings were destroyed exactly, just identical to controlled demolitions. Now, people would say, well, if it's an inside job, then there are people who say that there are no airplanes, and I don't know about that. I do know that people have documented how, like, CNN, for example, has totally doctored their footage, that they would show it with a certain camera angle, and then you would see it again with the same camera angle, but the background is different, and then this time you see the airplane crashing into the building and such. I think that's just a lot of deception. Well, maybe not deception, but just laziness, because, hey, we didn't get the good camera angle, so we're going to just manufacture it our own. And so that's why you get these stuff with, like, crisis actors and such. So, like, for example, there was that bombing in the Belgium airport, and there was that famous video. You can look it up. Some guy, you see him picking up a baby, and the baby is like a rubber doll or something. You can see that the baby's arm is moving in a way that is not lifelike at all, and it's obvious that they just got some guy to just pick up a baby and it was act like, oh, what was that, and then run away or something. There are people who will see that and say, oh, well, this is evidence that nothing ever happened. Well, no, it just, at the very minimum, it just shows that these news media outlets will hire some people to act out scenes so that they can make themselves look, hey, look at us, we were there on the scene right after the bomb happened. Oh, look at us, we need to get the good ratings. It's just total dishonesty. It doesn't mean that nothing ever happened or whatever. So, yeah, there's a lot of crap going on currently with the school shooting, and now we've got Wesley Crusher going around on TV telling us that, the NRA is, although the NRA is the purpose is gun safety and gun responsibility, and somehow they're to blame for people who are not NRA members, who completely go against everything the NRA stands for, that, the NRA is somehow responsible for them. So, yeah, thanks a lot, Wesley Crusher. Yeah, thanks.
Shut up, Wesley.
So, yeah, 9/11, I think there had to have been people setting up charges, explosives, and you can actually see in some of the videos, you can see the explosions going, floor by floor down to bring the towers down. I would recommend people looking into it, and people would say, well, how could that be possible? To that, I would say, just go to Wikipedia, look at Operation Northwoods. In it, just read the very first paragraph. The Joint Chiefs of Staff had recommended to President Kennedy in 1962, that they could have the CIA and other elements of the U.S. government stage these false flag attacks, these terrorist attacks, and kill American citizens in these terrorist attacks to blame it on Cuba so that they could sway public opinion to, to favor a war against Cuba. This happened back in the 1960s, and this has actually been declassified. This is not a conspiracy theory. This is conspiracy fact. And considering all of the other stuff that has come to light, it's really naive to believe that, well, this happened like 40 years ago or whatever, 50 years ago. There's no way this would ever happen again. Well, yeah, I would not believe that they would just change their tune. This is just a few of the things that have come out, like Operation Northwoods, Operation Paperclip, Operation, as far as the media goes, Operation Mockingbird. These are things that anybody can look up on their own, and this is actual real stuff. So just learn to think for yourself and take things for with a grain of salt. Like these kids, like Wesley Crusher and his friends, they're all excited about going on Ellen DeGenerate's show, and even though their friends have died, and people see that and they, oh well, this means that there's no kids that were killed or whatever. There's nobody, any real serious media outlets that are saying that the whole thing is fake. But that's what they're trying to do. They've been falsely accusing InfoWars of saying that there were no kids that were actually killed, even though they had never said that whatsoever. So, long story short, just think for yourself, challenge the narrative, don't believe what you see in the media. So, well, this video has been going on for quite a long time, and thanks for watching. And you'll get another one of these videos in probably the end of April or so. So leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed listening to what I had to say. I do appreciate it, and of course I read all my feedback, and I appreciate people giving me their thoughts and ideas. So until next time, may the force be with you, live long and prosper, and so long, thanks for all the fish. Bye.